Okay, everybody. I'm going to give people a couple minutes to get in here. We just lost Martha's stream, so I know it ain't going to take long for people to start popping in here. I'd like to welcome everybody to Dark Wolf's Den. I am Dark Wolf. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. It really means a lot to me. There we go. Now we got some viewers going on. So anyway, I appreciate everyone stopping by who's watching this later or right now. It really means a lot. We really appreciate your coming by and seeing what we're doing over here. We do Mandela effect stuff. Mainly, I'm a scientist. So I tried to find the scientific theories or reasons, I should say, behind the Mandela effect. I haven't got it nailed down yet, but we have got a lot of information so far. And I feel that a little bit more, we're going to be pretty close to actually nailing down exactly what's going on. I have had some weird experiences, though. Every time I make a breakthrough, I get this thing messing with me. I wonder if this went public, because I might be the only one watching my own stream. Yeah, it says it's public. Huh. Anyway. So, I feel we're in the middle of making a breakthrough. And one thing I've been trying to do is pull on authors and different people who are into the Mandela effect or are actually really working on this stuff and try to get to know them, try to get find out what information they have and get all the information together and nail this thing down. Yep, I was my only viewer. I thought so. I wonder if this went live at all. Hold on, I gotta find out. I need to switch names here so I can figure out if this thing went live. Give me just a moment. Anybody who's watching later. I don't tend to edit my stuff very much. What you see is what you got. I don't think, well, maybe people watching. Wasn't sure if it went out or not. Yep, notification went out. So, all right, good deal. One viewer again. Excellent. Hey, viewer. Hi, one viewer. Whoever you may be. But anyway, I was mainly just going to put this out. So there we got some people coming in. All right. Hey, Poppy. Hey, G-Minion. Everybody who's looking forward to the Suso stream tomorrow morning, he contacted me a short bit ago. And hey, Q, and let me know that it won't be till the afternoon sometime. We're still up in the air exactly what time. It will not be 8:30 in the morning anymore. He's having some technical issues. He's not going to be able to make it right at that time. So I told him that's not a problem. We'll definitely get to it, hopefully tomorrow. We're going to work on getting to it tomorrow. If he's not able to come on tomorrow, we will reschedule. I promise you guys, we will reschedule. Howdy! Reminds me of Korrie Jade. Howdy! That's the main thing I have tonight is the fact that Suso and I, our interview tomorrow will be postponed. Maybe to tomorrow afternoon, I hope. Maybe longer. I hope not. So let everybody know. Sorry, my sincere apologies. It is, like I said, his equipment messing up. Seeker! Hey, Seeker! Glad to see glad you're here. I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. I don't know what happened to Martha. I really hope everything's okay on her end. For those who don't know, I was just over at Martha Jayne M's stream. If you don't know who she is, look her up. Martha Jayne M. Great YouTuber. I love watching her stuff every night. We were just over there having a chat, and all of a sudden she just disappeared on us. So I don't know what happened, and then my internet cut out, so I had to reconnect. And by the time I got back, it was all over. Joanna, you made it. Welcome. Glad you're here. It'll be good whenever you can do it. Thank you, Poppy. I just want to let everybody know because I just found out a little bit ago, and it was like, oh, no, I got to let people know. Hello again, Adam. Right? Wasn't that weird? That was pretty odd. I don't know what happened on Martha's end. I know what happened on my end. On my end, it was just my internet needed to be refreshed. It needs to be refreshed every 12 to 24 hours pending. So I had to refresh my internet. That's no big deal. No surprise to me. I'm used to that. I know what happened to my end. The green storm brain needle thing, isn't it though? Okay, so, oh really? I didn't know that. I didn't know she had an electronics issue like around her. So for those who don't know, Moneybag73 dropped a video today. If Laurel Yanni wasn't enough to break the internet yesterday, there's another one. Green Needle Brainstorm. Green Needle Brainstorm. Greenstorm Brain Needle. Great one, Seeker. Oh, Leak Project has problems all the time. Rex, I don't know what's up with his stuff, but he really has issues. And I think after you get so many people in the stream, it also really starts cutting up and having issues too, I've noticed. So there's that. There might be a lot of YouTube stuff messing up. Okay, so the Brainstorm Green Needle thing. So there's this thing that you play. It either says Brainstorm or Green Needle, but unlike Yanni Laurel, this one you can actually control what you hear. I was able to hear Brainstorm when I thought about it. I was able to hear Green Needle when I thought about it. I was able to hear Green Storm and Brain Needle. Like, it's one of them you can really, with your own mind, kind of mess with. Discord glitched today. I wish I could sound surprised, but it's Discord. I don't know when they don't glitch for me. I've always had issues with that program. Always. Always. Yeah, I'm being boring now. Anyway, I've always had issues with Discord. That's always been a problem for me. It still works every now and then, but it's just not how it should. It always has like weird little things. Now, that is one thing, Joanne. If you change the speed or if you change, I think, the frequency, it sounds different, and that's all good. The problem is, here's my issue with that explanation. So when Scott first played it, I heard Yanni. Clear as day, Yanni. So when everybody else in the chat said Laurel, I was with him. What's wrong with you bloody people? So he played it again. And I heard Laurel. And I thought he played a different clip. He's messing with us. So I went back. And I listened to the very first one that I listened to the first time. And it was Laurel for me now. I didn't hear Yanni at all. He didn't change the tempo or speed. Clearly, I'd have still heard Yanni. We all would. I heard Laurel again and have heard Laurel ever since. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't think it's the mainstream explanation, but I like the fact that Moneybags talks about this is a, how do you put it? A Mandela effect for those that aren't Mandela affected. A way for them to possibly understand exactly what's going on. Hurry back, Poppy. Or at least get a better idea of what we're experiencing, you know? Even though we're experiencing this too, it'll give a better idea of how the flip-flops may, you know, come to play, how things change from what we know them to be. It may actually be a good way for people to actually understand what we're experiencing, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong because we all know the sheeple mentality. They're not the best. They're really not. They're not the best. They ain't got the... Anyway, I'm not going to go there. Yanni on some of them, then Laurel on some of them. Really, Joanne? Really? Now, some of them could have the tempo or frequency or whatever messed up. I don't know. Can't hear Yanni unless the frequencies are separated, though. I'm getting... See, I went with the whole old young thing, but why'd I hear Yanni and then it flipped to Laurel? I'm one age. I was the same age moments, well, not necessarily by minutes, but you know what I mean. Same age moments before as I am now. Why'd I hear both? And why can't I hear the other one again now? I seriously considered the idea that I shifted right in that moment. Like, that was the first thing that came to my mind, and that's not like me. But the first thing I thought about was, I shifted. I hear it completely different now. I shifted. That's probably one reason Moneybags' explanation probably means a lot to me, because that's kind of what it seemed like. Like I had shifted just that instantly. But I don't think that's what it was. I think this is, like I said a moment ago, a good way for the non-believers to get a better comprehension of what we go through on sometimes a daily basis, if not every couple of weeks, when things flip-flop, change, and flip around on us. Plus, we find stuff after the original shift, so how that goes. Martha, if you're watching, please say something in the chat. I sure am worried about you. Really need to know if y'all heard Yanni like Tawny or Yanni like Danny. More like Yanni. Like Yanni. There was maybe closer to Donnie. Yanni. Hey, Cobb, by the way, you've been blowing up my comment section. I love it. Keep it up. Absolutely love it. I went through them today. I've been getting behind on commenting back to people. So I went through it. I was like, whoa, cool. There's one. All right, got to comment on that one. Got to heart that one. Got to comment. That was really awesome. Yeah, I'd say it'd be more like Donnie. Yanni like Donnie. Yeah, Danny, Donnie, whatever. Hear the ring in my ear like 24/7, so I guess it works both ways for me. Right. Sometimes Yanni and then sometimes Laurel. See, I get the ring in almost 24/7 too. And I say almost because, 2 weeks ago when I took vacation for like 2 days. Oh, nice, Dead GBK. Glad to have you here. Glad the storm's over. But for like 2 days, my ears went silent. Completely silent. Not deaf, but I didn't have the ringing. And I tried everything that makes me have ringing. And nothing would work. Nothing. Because there are certain times, certain things I do, I notice it'll increase, and I understand it's fake at that point. But when I've done nothing and it's ringing, like, I get that. When it went quiet for 2 days, no matter what, that confused me. Interestingly enough, Sunday of that week is when I got my hearing back. Saturday of that week is when I do believe there was a shift. So take that as you will. I don't have the shift data for that one, but this last Saturday I do. And then Tuesday, which is really odd for me. Had to go check out the Yanni Laurel thing. I know what she means. Freaked out today. Decided to play Sims and sleep. Getting a little tired myself. Ain't been getting a lot of good sleep lately with these desk shifts that I don't normally do. Freaked out today. Decided to play Sims and sleep. Got 2 hours. Nice. I got about 5 or 6 hours, and I did not want to drag myself out. This ain't really going to be a science stream. This ain't really going to be a looking into nothing stream unless you guys give me something to look into. But I'm just going to kind of sit here and chit-chat with y'all and kind of BS around tonight. We've done a lot of work on the channel lately and a lot of heavy work, and I'm just going to kind of sit around BS. I ain't really got a lot to do. There's a person I kicked out the other night. If you're watching, you're not kicked out anymore. I took you back off the list. I think you may have been being sarcastic. If so, I do apologize for my actions. I meant no offense. It came off to me wrong. If you're watching this stream, if you ever watch my stream again, it did come off wrong to me. And in recollection, I went ahead and unblocked it just as quickly. So my sincere apologies if you are watching. As far as the red hair, I figured out what that is, guys. That's my lighting. I did a little bit of a lighting change yesterday and didn't notice it. And I think that's where the crazy color is coming from. All that white is what should be there, not that crazy red look. That was merely a reflection. I figured out what happened with that. I want to tell you guys that. Guys, crazy. I'm not on a stream. I can think of 100,000 things to talk about. I hit the start broadcast button and my mind goes blank. So maybe ring in ears is variable in what we hear. Maybe. Okay, so Dead GBK, is funny you should say that. I want to say it was MBB333. Maybe not. But somebody put a video out, and me and my friend were watching, and there was this sound in it. And it really aggravated my ears. And it was right after that my hearing went super freaking sonic as far as the sound goes. Interesting. I just watched one that changed the frequency. I still heard Yanni every time. See, guys, I think there's more of this going on than what we're being told. I really do. At first, I bought the scientific explanation because, you know me, science. But it just doesn't fit. Too many people are having these weird experiences against what they say it is. If you're young or old, you hear this. No. Well, if you change the frequency, you hear this. Well, clearly now with Poppie's experiment, that's not even the case. I don't get it. I can't hear Yanni anymore. I heard Yanni 3 or 4 times when Scott played it the very first time. And then he said, hold on, let me play it again. He talked to me and said, let me play it again. And I heard Laurel. Laurel. I thought he's playing a different sound. He's messing with us. There ain't no way. I've only been able to hear Laurel since. I've tried it outside, inside, night, morning, tired, awake. I can't get anything but Laurel now. That is so crazy. Hey, Joe Nor, glad to have you, buddy. Joanna, yes. You know what? I didn't even think about that. That might actually have something to do with it. Yeah, it is in the listener. I think it is. I really do. And Joanne, you might be onto something. With the 5G rolling out, that might actually have a lot to do with it. Because that's a very strong signal. But the weird thing is it can't move through a lot of like hard physical objects. Ergo, it's got to be right outside your door, right outside your window, within a couple feet of your communication device. So I'd be willing to bet they're testing some things out on us. Now, the story behind Yanni and Laurel is somebody was doing some research. And Michelle, you do? Okay, I don't know why, but okay. Pre, we've been worried about you, buddy. People have been wondering where you've been. So glad to see you. Who was it earlier been asking about you? Patrick Roberts was worried about you. He hadn't seen you. Yeah, Poppy, that's exactly what it's like. The damn dress. But back to what I was saying, this actually come about by somebody doing some research. And they found this, I guess, on vocabulary.com or something. And started sharing it around. That's when it kind of went through the roof. So I don't think it was put out intentionally to mess with us. I really don't. Yeah, the Green Needle brainstorm. I was just talking about that. I'll come back around to that in just a second. I think this was just one of those things that went viral. We ain't had a good viral thing like that in a while. So I think it's just one of those things somebody went, hey, what's this? Nice. And then it just went viral from there. So the Green Needle brainstorm thing, that's a different one. Because like the person who commented on Moneybag's video said, I read the comment. He didn't read it out, but I did read it as he was talking. And it said, I heard Green Needle, then I heard Brainstorm, then I thought about it. So I want to hear Brain Needle. I heard it. Or I want to hear Green Storm. I heard it. So whatever you think about, that's what you're going to hear with that one, which is pretty neat, in my opinion. No matter what I tried to hear, I could hear. You can literally change it on cue, which I'm sure that goes back to brain frequencies at some degree. But the fact that this is all coming back to frequency, that's the key point here. Frequency, frequency, frequency. The Mandela effect has something to do with frequency. Don't know what, but it has something to do with it. Why? Because my shift indicator is literally in the frequency or the quality of the frequency of the human resonance data. So I'm just saying the resonance and the frequency is connected somehow. How? Not sure yet. Gina, hey, thanks for stopping by. Coco Cobb, that's what Joanne was just saying moments ago. Maybe it's to test the 5G rollout. The White House made a video on it, did they? See, I don't follow a whole lot of the stuff like that. I don't follow the news. Matter of fact, if somebody had made a YouTube video about it, I'd have never known. I don't watch the news. I refuse to watch the news. What I'll do is I'll go do a quick skim of CNN, a quick skim of Fox News, and then I'll put the real story together, or at least closer to what the real story is than what they're telling us. My eyes have went really green lately, like a light green like they used to be. I don't know why. But something I noticed the other day. And my eyes do fluctuate in colors. I know that. I got hazel eyes. So I do know they fluctuate. I'm not calling it the Mandela effect. I just noticed noticed earlier, they went back to the lighter green color that they've been or hadn't been for a while, almost a brown. What was the spinning object? This? Oh, these are keys I have for work. I accidentally took them with me tonight. I didn't mean to. After the stream, I got to go back down and put them back where they belong. Really hope people are hearing the intention behind my messages. Oh my God, this could get messy. If that's the message, then I'm sure people hear the intent. Do you hear the intent? Oh my God, that should get messy really quick. Anyway, looked at forced perspective, optical illusions and things, deep contemplation. I've looked at a lot of that, and that actually brought up a conversation yesterday between some friends of mine about the old optical photographs and like where you'd have to kind of squint your eyes or crisscross your eyes to look through it. And could barely see the picture on the other side. People around me were saying, oh, it's just an audio version of that. Once you hear it, you can't go back to hearing the other one. I don't think it's true. For me, it's true, but I don't think it's true. Because if that were the case, when I heard Yanni, I wouldn't have heard Laurel. Okay, Poppy. My voice does have a habit of putting people to sleep for whatever reason. I don't know if that's good or bad. Not entirely sure. But Martha Jane also says she goes to sleep listening to me. So QP's leaving? Oh, no. QP's not leaving. Poppy's leaving. QP's staying. Poppy's leaving. Like, no, she's early leaving. No. Stereo pictures. Yes, thank you. That's what they were called. Optical illusion stereo pictures. Yes. Yanni all the way. That's so weird. And you started out with Laurel, you said, didn't you? Let me go back and make sure I got that right. Okay, I'm going to assume you started out with Laurel. Now all I hear is Yanni. You should read creepy stories. I listen. You know, Patrick kind of has me beat on that. I might consider one night going to like one of the Reddits or whatever and reading just the creepiest, craziest. Poppy, if you want some really good stories, check out Hell Freezer. This is a guy that I could listen to 24 hours a day. He does paranormal stories, 6 paranormal stories. He does 6 glitch in the Matrix stories. He does embarrassed and funny stories. He's got a couple different segments that he does, but Hell Freezer is his name. I love listening to him, mainly because I started listening to him for evidence, but love what he's got to say. Just as far as like hearing his voice and reading those creepy stories and weird stories. Joanna knows it. Yes, he is nuts. Hey guys, Hell Freezer here. Right at the end of every video, he'll Hell Freezer here. Yeah, definitely check him out. I ran across him accidentally. I was looking for glitches in the Matrix, and I found his channel, and he already had like 50 or 60 of them up when I found his channel. So I'm kind of in backlog big time. I don't know where he gets his stories from. He's on Reddit or what he's doing, but a lot of good stories. Glitch in the Matrix. And these are, what's best about these is they're people's real experiences. He's just reading them. The problem is I figured I could listen to the Glitch in the Matrix stories, and I could come up with a good definitive reason or evidence piece, at least for the Mandela effect. I don't know about reason, but evidence piece. Not so much. Not so much. I can't find many common threads along the stories. Every now and then there'll be an electronic fog or this funny dizziness that comes over somebody. That's the main thing, a dizziness that comes over people who experience glitch in the Matrix moments. But I can't find anything consistent. Every story doesn't have all the same things. So the real ones instead of creepy. Yeah, I don't like creepypastas. I like all real stories, all evidential stories. I can make up a lot of stories. If I wanted made up stories, I'd make up my own. I am an amateur author. I can make stories up. I've been thinking about writing the Mandela Effect group book. And what I mean by that is if one of us, even one of us, is that the same black cat, went and wrote the book, the story of the entire Mandela Effect people, nobody'd believe it. I said this jokingly the other day, and it kind of led into this thought. So once upon a time in a land far, far away, there were a group of people that woke up in a world that was not their own, a stranger in a strange land. And this group of people, while figuring out that things are different around them, also must convince the world that they're not crazy, to believe in their own memories, to believe in each other, and learn the lessons of love and kindness, honesty, friendship, and support, as well as trying to cope with those who think that they are crazy. If somebody wrote this book, somebody really wrote that book like I just explained, as about the group, nobody believe it. They think it's the best work of fiction ever written. I could write the whole book, just I've been in it for so long. And use everybody's experiences. Remember the show Lost? Mandela effect style, all right? Replace the being lost and dead with everybody's in a different reality. You got a whole nother show. Problem is, it's real. Isn't that a wild thought? Every time I think about it, it just blows my mind. If somebody told our story, nobody believe it. Because we are strangers in a strange land. Sagittarians in the Orionites world. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just kind of sitting around, not doing a whole lot tonight as far as research and whatnot. I ain't had a whole lot of time to look into stuff to research to begin with. Truth is stranger than fiction. Yes, Poppy, I fully agree. Oh, Cobb, I'm so jealous. You have no idea. Not using, okay, so Michelle, what I've decided to do, I'm going to use OBS on guest appearances and interview shows, in the den shows. But on these late night live streams, I'm just going to go with the green screen. It's so much easier. It's so much less hassle. It's so much less drag on the system. So I'm just going to go with the green screen for the nightly shows, and then the special occasions is when I'll use the OBS when I really have to show off, or get to show off, I should say. M. Hobbs, hey, glad you're here. If everybody will excuse me for just like 30 seconds or so, I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. See, told you guys I wouldn't be long. This just trips me out. The Coca-Cola. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something. So everybody's talking about the C on the Coca-Cola. And I agree. It's not right. However, I found something. It was here earlier. No way. Oh, there it is. So you look on the top right here on the back. It's got the old C. The way a lot of people remember it. It's still on the bottles. The old C's still there. Just not where it belongs. Now, I know that this is the second change I've noticed in this. Because this did look like a sword the first time it changed. As far as this C. Somebody pointed this out to me last night, and I totally forgot about it. If you're in chat, remind me who it was, because I'll be darned if I remember who it was right at the top of my head. But somebody pointed out about a year ago, people were talking about how this turned into a sword. You're right. It don't look like a sword now. It's like a bubble. So this has changed again. I found a picture that claimed it had logos on it, and they were different than the logos you showed us at Logopedia. Really? I'd love to see that. I'd love to know. Well, I'd love to know where they got the information originally. Oh, thank you, Seeker. That is sweet. She said, I'm snuggling in bed watching one of my fave YouTubers in the fam. I at least hope she's talking about me. Maybe she's just chatting here and watching somebody else. Nah, she wouldn't do that. Thank you, Seeker. That's very sweet. Glenn Mink. Oh my goodness. I did too, Cobb. And they're all this style now. I did that yesterday, specifically hand drawn. I did that yesterday. Glenn Mink told me earlier that I remind him of George Norrie in my presentation style. He has no idea what kind of compliment that really was. Glenn, if you're rewatching this stream, thank you, my friend. You have no idea what a compliment that was. I adore George Norrie. I try to base my interview style a lot off of him without copying him, but I used to listen to that man every single night. I say used to because I've run out of time to listen to anybody. I'm lucky to hear one radio show, if that. I say radio show, like Late Night in the Midlands, Coast to Coast, something of that nature. But he told me I remind him of George Norrie, and my goodness, my jaw dropped. I literally sat here like, he did not say that. No way. That is probably one of the most major honors that he could have bestowed upon me. Art Bell. Oh, yes. Art was amazing. He was incredible. I did listen to a little bit of his stuff after he left Coast to Coast. Tracy, hey, glad to see ya. I did listen to Art Bell's stuff a little bit after he left, but not so much as I did George. God, George knows what he's doing. And I love his interview style and the way he sincerely cares, and you can hear the sincerity in his voice, and just everything about him is sincere. And I adore that because I'm the same way. I'm extremely sincere in everything I do and say. So when Glenn said that I remind him of George Norrie, man, that was truly an honor, and I appreciate that. That really meant a lot to me. That's one of the best compliments you could have probably ever given me. That was great. Really? Now, okay, so preliminary, let me, what's the word I'm looking for? Let me spare a guess. I'm not saying this is what happened, but let me spare a guess. He could have been referencing the fact that Art Bell used to host Coast to Coast, and he took over for him. So as host, Art Bell would be the late Art Bell, as far as host goes. Maybe not necessarily passed away at the time, but for me, Art Bell passed away around 2010. Okay, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I'm not 100% on Art Bell as far as him passing away early. I always remember being around. I know a lot of it could be like, and here's something we need to be careful. If we remember somebody dying, we remember them dying. Fine. But if we just remember falling out of the spotlight or just remember we haven't heard nothing from them in a while, let's be real careful what fine line we go down. Because I've seen a couple claims that I don't remember dying, but I know they fell out of the spotlight. And then they died. Not to say those people are wrong. Everybody's right in Mandela. Everybody's right. I've learned my lesson on that. Believe that. Everybody's right. Because we could all be coming from 19 different timelines where things happen differently. Okay, Joanna said Art Bell 2018 for her, and she is a historian. But again, I can't discount anybody's stuff anymore. I discounted Life Matrix and Moneybags, and I just thought, man, I love you guys, but you just made a mistake. And then Victoria's Secret flip-flopped back, and I was the one who had made the mistake. So I learned my lesson on that. If you guys say that's what you remember, that's what you remember. But let's be careful in what we remember. Let's make sure we remember them dying and not just kind of falling out of the public spotlight. So I think people get that mixed up sometimes. I could be wrong. I'm just saying, like I always say, let's make sure our evidence pool is clean. If we don't think if we're not 100% on something, don't jump on it. Yeah, I know it was that way. Hey, yeah, I think it was, but I'm not sure. Be honest. That's the only thing that's going to get us anywhere forward in this group, in Mandela Effect at all, in this study, is we have to be honest with both ourselves and the community. Oh, that'd be cool, Skookum. Michelle don't necessarily do Mandela per se, but she does a lot of stuff. She's more based on light worker stuff, but she'll talk about Mandela. Unbiased and on defense. We started out Mandela, and he kind of went off and did a whole lot of other stuff where I stuck on the Mandela. So I think that's great. Whatever turns whatever, you know is what I'm saying. I'm not finishing that. Every time I try to show others for their own protection and empowerment, I've been put in a bad light and they defend the toxic. That's true. That's true. It also seems to me that the people that are yelling the loudest and trying to accuse others and point fingers at everyone else is probably the one that's doing it. If I were going around every stream calling everybody that I didn't know or didn't quite recognize as shill, then I would probably be the one that's the shill. I'm just saying. A person that goes around accusing everyone else is probably the guilty party because they don't want them looking at them. That's all I'm saying. Turn their crank. There you go. Thank you. Whatever turns their crank. I could not think of that word for nothing. Could be a mismemory. I have a clear memory of Lou Reed passing away in 2015. And then after I shifted, it now says that he passed away in 2013. Fair enough. That's just my big thing. I preach about it all the time. And yeah, that was my birthday, Joanne. That's what made that such a big moment for me. Art Bell passed away on my birthday. So that will always be a historic moment, especially for me. But anyway, I preach about it all the time. All the time. And I know you guys get tired of hearing it. But let's always be as honest as we can. If we're not 100%, say you're not 100%. If I'm not sure, I'll be the first to tell you, yeah, I don't know about this. I'm just going to sit and listen. Some of us are great at some topics and some of us are great at others. Chick's great at map reading, but I'm sure she couldn't be 100% on, I don't know, a logo change or something, which that's not a good example. What's a history change? She might not be 100% on a history change, but she can be 100% on every single map change she finds. We've all got our niches. We've all got our little things we're 100 on, and we got those things we're not so sure about. And if it's one we're not so sure about, let's always make sure we let them know. I won't even hit a thumbs up on Moneybag's video if I'm unsure, if it's something I don't know. I won't do it. Will not. Cannot. In good faith, in good conscience, I cannot. So let's just always remember, the more honest we are with ourselves, the more honest it will be with the community, and the more honest our data pool will be in figuring this thing out. So that's my main message. I guess that's going to be my main message from here out. Always be honest with ourselves. It leads up the chain from there. JFK for me, I feel sure about. Always for, yeah, I'm not 100% on history as far as that goes, but too many people are 100% on that. Pretty sure that's different. I didn't do a lot of JFK investigation. I knew about the investigation. I knew about the original Zapruder film. I had looked into it. Thank you, Colleen. I had looked into it, but it wasn't something that, I know it was this way, and I studied it. I didn't. I'm going to be honest. I didn't study it like that. It's one of the conspiracies that I just didn't have time to get to. I always believed in the grassy knoll shooter, but as far as looking at how he's in the car and this and every aspect of it, I didn't research it like that. And I'll be the first to tell anybody I didn't research it like that. So as far as the JFK one goes, the only thing I'm sure about the JFK is the Zapruder film was black and white, not color. That I'm 100% on. That I definitely am 100% on. I couldn't tell you how many was in the car, or how many cars were in the motorcade, or how many people were standing beside it, or who shot him. But I can definitely tell you the film was in black and white. I know that for 110%. That's the only thing I will say on the JFK as far as 100%. It was black and white. Right. Exactly. Color film in our timeline, quote, was not that color. Or to take a page out of Eva's book, I love Eva, guys. I love Once Upon a Timeline. To take a page out of her book, in my original timeline, It was black and white, yeah. And color was not a thing that early on. I think it was another 10 years before they got color. They added color to Zapruder. Really? Can you find the original? Yeah. It was black and white. Okay, it was around, but the film for regular folks. So unless you had some really good money, it was still in the upper class level, like computers were when they first come out. If you didn't have a lot of money, cell phones, that's even better. If you didn't have a lot of money, you didn't have a cell phone. Those were the rich and the business guys and the people who had money to just blow. It was colorized in the 90s, excuse me. So, Cobb, let me ask you this, because I'm only going on hearsay on this. I haven't had a chance to go look recently. Can you find the black and white film anymore? If you can still find the black and white film, I will completely stand corrected. Yeah, I can't either. Last time I looked, now it's been about 6 months. That's why I said I haven't looked recently. But the last time I looked, I couldn't find it either. I don't know what happened. It's like it just vanished or never existed at all. Really? A Mandela effect guy talking like that? Come on now. That's true. There is no completely correct. Because for some of us it was, and some of us it wasn't, and others it never existed at all. I ain't heard that one yet. I'm being facetious. But I can't find it either, really. I can't find the black and white one. Good night, Cobb. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for being active on the channel. It really means a lot to me and the team. We really do appreciate it. So keep sending us those comments, sending us those shout outs, and keeping us informed. You have a wonderful night, Cobb. M. Hobbs, about a month before I shifted here, I was looking at the black and white. How long ago was that, Hobbs? I would love to know when you shifted here. Well, I'd love to know when everybody shifted here, but how long ago was that? Michelle's opinion is also very graphic. Yes. Yes. How was Jackie not a suspect? Like number one suspect? How? How did that happen? When I look at that film, the first thing I think is she did it. You guys see that? She shot him. See that? It's clear. The angle looks wrong too, as far as the entry exit. Like, swear it looks like it's coming. That's my opinion. My opinion only. I'm doing May 24th, 2016. See, I don't know how people do that. Remember the exact day. If it wasn't on my birthday, I wouldn't remember the day of anything. The only reason I remember Art Bell so specifically as far as like what day he died. 2016, May 24th, 2016. Okay, so the black and white was there for you in 2016. Really? Jackie was never, never, ever a suspect in Sagittarius. One guy says a projectile in the back seat of the. One guy says it was a projectile bomb. Okay, I missed the word in the back seat. Got it. You don't see an explosion in the back and other debris go. That's the only problem I have with that. Not what I saw when I was a kid, Joanne says. She was crawling out to get away from the bomb. Huh. Interesting. Because what I heard is she was crawling to collect his brains from the back of the trunk. He was shot from front and he fell for her shoulder. She freaked out. Yeah. If that was true, then Jackie did it. She never got put up on. Yeah, right? She never even got looked at. Not in Sagittarius. Well, she didn't get looked at here either. But she was never a suspect. Ever. If you look at it now, she's holding his head down and you see something and then his head goes flying. Come on now. She pulls him down. It looks like she pulls the trigger and that's that. That's what it looks like to me. Just saying. I've never heard the bomb myself. Matter of fact, as soon as I find my notebook, wherever I put it, I'm going to jot that down. Right. Right, preliminal. Her hand had a flashing object in it like she did it. And it looks like she stuffed it behind the seat. CIA driving did the shooting. He looked back right before President gets shot. I had heard that he was one of the #1 suspects on the Sagittarius arm. I did know that because of his actions. And it was like he shot behind him. The problem was, if he did it now, he'd hit the governor, not JFK. That was part of the bomb, the shrapnel. Michelle was slowed way down. She was trying to get the hell out of there, right? Joanne, all I remember in her hand was a purse. Not anymore. Not anymore. She may not have. In my humble opinion, from what I seen of the footage, I think she had a hand in it. I think she did it. Again, that is my humble opinion. That is not fact. That is not anything but opinion. Saw it live. Nice. Well, you know what I mean. 2 seconds now looks like 2 minutes the way they're showing it. I think she was trying to get out of there to get to one of the Secret Service men. I don't know. We could speculate on this all night long. That is my memory, not footage, Joanne says. Her hand was a purse. All she had in her hand was a purse. 2nd grade on TV. You're luckier than we were. We didn't get to see it. Well, I say we. The ones that are my age. What time is it, guys? Oh, wow. I went over. Oh, crap. So this ain't quite an hour. We got started a little bit late. I do hope Martha Jayne got back up and running, and I do hope everything's okay with her. She's usually sitting watching the stream as she's going to sleep. So, Martha Jayne, I hope you sleep well. I hope you've enjoyed listening. Looks like PoppieElm's cut out. I ain't seen her say anything in a while, so I hope you have wonderful dreams too. Rationally never really made it in here as far as chatting goes. I hope she made it in spirit. He heard the blast. He would have stopped if it was normal, yeah. Slowing the footage down makes it look like she could have done it. What would you do if your husband just... The only reason that really gives credence to this is her husband was cheating on her and she knew it. That's why it kind of makes me wonder why they didn't look at her. But that was a different world, too. So, yeah. That was when Berenstein had an E in it still. But again, everything I say about JFK minus the footage being black and white is mainly opinion. Like, I know what the film footage, but you know that's what I mean. What I'm saying as far as that goes is mostly my opinion. Please don't take what I say as truth. Always do your research. Always look for yourself. If there was a second message I could get out, it would be, don't take anybody's word for it, ever. A perfect example. Confabulation. I took everybody's word for it. The scientific and the psychologist confabulation. Oh yeah, well that means you're accidentally creating false memories. I took everybody's word. That's what it meant. Until I went to make the video. And I know you guys have heard me talk about this so many times. So I'm not going to do the extended version, but that taught me a lesson right there. Don't take what other people say. Michelle, thank you for stopping by. It's been wonderful having you. You have a wonderful... Thank you so much. But I just listened to what they said. That's what confabulation means. Then I did the video, and I learned what it really meant. The rest of the story, if you will. And now you know the rest of the story. Anybody remember who that was? Love that guy. I know his name. Does anybody else remember? Does anybody know the pony that I was referencing last night from My Little Pony? The really soft, yeah. Somebody said their daughter was a My Little Pony fan. I think that was Poppie, who's not here. Maybe not. I could be wrong. But does anybody know those two? Who did the rest of the story? Oh, Seeker, you're leaving too? Oh. I am going to be shutting it down shortly. Anybody, the rest of the story. I know there's a bit of lag on there, so I'm trying to be patient. Yeah. Yay. Yay. Yeah, that's where somebody's got to know who that is. I've been doing this for 2 days now. It's a pony off My Little Pony, just for those who are wondering. Do I watch My Little Pony? Yes. Yes, I do watch My Little Pony. I like that show. Paul Harvey. Very good, Joanne. Paul Harvey. And now you know the rest of the story. That is Paul Harvey. Very good. Loved listening to Paul Harvey every week. He had such great stuff. And now you know the rest of the story. But back to My Little Pony. Yes, I watch My Little Pony. I love My Little Pony. That is an amazing show. Well written, well thought out, well done, all the way. Great lessons. It's one of the few shows yet that I've found that still teaches lessons. They still have moral value to them. And my friend's daughter has got every single episode, all the way up through season 8, on her computer. So when I go over there, we'll watch 2-3 episodes. I've made it all the way through season 1, and I've started season 2. Yeah, I could go watch it on my own. I could watch every episode and be done with it, but I won't do that. It's our thing, me and her. So I wait to watch each episode until she has the chance, and we watch at least 1 or 2 episodes every time I'm around. So yes, I do watch My Little Pony. I think everybody should, especially if you have children or grandchildren, because it is one of the very few that really does teach lessons. So on that note, guys, I'm going to end it on My Little Pony. I hope she gets to hear this or at least watch part of this later. She don't watch my streams. She's not as into Mandela Effect as we are. So she understands it. She knows it, but she's really not as into it as we are. So, but yeah, I'm going to end on My Little Pony just for her, even though she's not watching. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for stopping by and listening to me ramble tonight. I really didn't do much of exploring or a whole lot of research or nothing tonight. It's been a slow. I had to work all night. Really had a lot of time to myself to pull stuff together in the last couple of days. Today's my last day as far as that shift goes. So it'll be back to normal where I can spend all this time researching again and making these huge breakthroughs. You know what, Preliminal? You're right. Let me stop right here. Saturday morning cartoons got cut. That is not an ME. They got cut. All the funding got completely cut for them, and they turned them off. Non-educational purposes mainly. But anyway, thank you everybody for stopping by. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to my team. We do a lot here to try to keep the shows going and try to get information out to you guys as straight as possible, as quick as possible. We always make sure it's verifiable information. If I can't verify the information, I won't bring it to you. I do a lot of research offhand or offline before I come. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a very wonderful and beautiful day, evening, night, morning, wherever you may be, however you may be, and whoever you may be. Remember always, stay awake, but dare to dream. Good night, everybody.